Okay, so today is day 5. You can see on the board it's investments part 2. So we left off at question number 4 yesterday, I believe. We're on number 5. Yeah, we completed number 4. So here is number 5. Now remember, the numbers haven't been matching up perfectly, so let me know if they don't match up and we'll start crossing things out. So this is talking about Luke. Luke invested $12,000. Part of the money earned 12% interest. The other amount he invested earned 13.25% interest. How much did he invest at each rate if he earned a total of $1,540 in interest? So we looked at these same types yesterday. This is just additional practice. Do you remember when you see the word total, how many buckets are you setting up? 3. Total means that 2 of them are going to be added together to give you the final one. We worry about the percents on the left side and those 2. The right side, we're only worried about the total. So the total is going to go in that right bucket. And then the different pieces are going to go in the left. So this is all for 1 year. We're looking at a 12% investment first. We're not sure how much is being invested, so we're going to call it X. The next one is 13.25. Here's the tricky part. I still don't know how much it is, but what do I know about it?
It's the total is $1,540.
How much does he invest total?
$12,000.
$12,000. So we're going to start with $12,000. We're going to take away the part that's already being invested, and that's how much he invests at that rate. And then the total is $1,540.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So when you have a total, then
The total that's invested.
yeah,
Yep.
then it's always gonna be something minus it.
If you're looking for the 2 amounts, like how much went here, how much went here, you call one X, you call the other one the total minus X. Yep. Okay. Now we can write an equation. What do I have to do with all the percents, though? Make them decimals. What's 12% as a decimal? 0.12. What is 13.25? 0.1325. And don't forget you need parentheses with the 12,000 minus X part. All right, so that's the equation we need to solve. We're going to start by distributing. Does anyone know what 0.1325 times 12,000 is?
$1,590.
I actually don't know. So I'm gonna know. Yeah, very good. All right, and then you distribute it to the X as well. Who said they're confused?
Oh, I'm not actually confused. I was just thinking to myself.
Now what?
Combine.
The like terms. So we have 2 spots where we have X's. They're both on the left side of the equal sign, so you can just go ahead and subtract them. So 0.12x minus 0.1325x.
Negative 0.02125.
Yeah, so we'll have negative 0.0125x. Now, the good news is when we subtract the 1590, we'll end up with a negative on the other side of the equal sign as well. So we'll end up with a positive answer. If you end up with a negative on investment, I mean, that's not. You don't invest negative amounts of money. That you wouldn't make anything. If you owe them money, they're not going to pay you interest.
So basically you're paying them invisible money or something like that?
I don't know how that would even work. All right. So we know a negative divided by a negative is going to end up being positive. Positive, anyone know how much?
4,000.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we get $4,000. That represents the amount that was in the first bucket, which was what percent? 12. So that's how much is being invested at 12%. If 12,000 was invested total and 4,000 goes in bucket number 1, how much goes in bucket number 2?
8,000.
8,000. So 8,000 is at the 13.25%. What are your questions so far? All right, here's example 6. This says Phil invested some money in bonds at 6% interest. He invests $8,000 less than that in stocks that earn 5% interest. His total interest for the year was $1,690. How much did he invest at 5%? Total. So I'm going to have how many buckets? 3. Well, this one's a little different.
Oh, I get
That's 3%.
All right, any ideas how I'm going to start?
The third bucket has 1690.
Okay, so I know 1690 is my total. That'll be in the back. I know that one bucket is 6%. Do I know how much money he invests at 6%? I do not, so I'm going to call that X. Now, what do I know about the amount that's being invested at 5%?
It's 8,000 less.
It's 8,000 less than X. How do I write 8,000 less than X? X minus 8,000. And then again, we already said the total goes on the right side. So it's kind of flip-flopped because in the previous examples, we knew what the total was. Here we have no idea how much he invested altogether. We know he invested a certain amount in one and 8,000 less than that amount in the other. So his total is way more than $8,000 that's invested. So that's why it kind of looks flip-flopped. It's because 8,000 isn't the total amount of money he invested. Then it would be 8,000 minus X. This is actually 8,000 less than he invested in the previous one. All right, what's my equation going to look like?
0.06.
0.06, don't forget the 0. 0.6 is 60%.
Plus 0.05 times X minus 8,000 equals 1690.
Perfect. So this is where we're going to start the next slide with that equation. I need to distribute. Anyone know? 400, yeah. So keep the 0.06x. We distribute the 0.05 times x is just 0.05x. 0.05 times 8,000 gives me 400. And that's going to equal 1690. Now, you can see that the x's are on the same side of the equal sign, so you can just combine like terms. What's 0.06 times 0.05, or plus 0.05? Yeah, it's like an 11, right? 0.11.
Yeah.
All right, then we add the 400. We get 2090. And then divide.
19,000.
Hold on. Now, is that my answer?
No.
That's how much he invested at 6%. I'm asked to find out how much he invested at 5%. So I need to subtract $8,000. So when you subtract 8,000, you get 11,000. So he invested $11,000 at 5%. It's a lot of money he's throwing around. I know, I need to do whatever he's doing. Yeah, I could afford all new leather seats for that. All right. That's it. You guys ready for homework?
Yeah.
What did we learn about the last 2 days? Investments. Okay, I'm going to ask you a follow-up. When does it look like this?
When it says total.
Total. When does it look like this? Same. That says Sam. Okay. Ha ha ha. All right. Any questions, Sam? No? Great.